Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back at the Reverb Outpost. I hope you enjoyed the start to today's video. It's a little bit different than I normally do. I've been talking recently about how things have been getting a little bit repetitive, and I wanted to try something fresh just to mix things up a little bit. But take a look at this to get us started today. We'll hop on back here. In the last video, I asked for some feedback on the outside of our blast door. We did this little border around the edges of the door on the inside of the hangar bay, but I asked for feedback on whether or not we should do it on the outside as well, and a lot of you guys said yes, definitely do that. I think it would look better, and so we tried it out. And I'm really happy with the changes. I feel like it tightens up the design a little bit better and just makes it a little bit more consistent with the interior design as well. So jumping back onto the inside of our hangar bay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start clearing out some of this snow. And the reason why I wanted to wait to do this until we got a little bit of a roof on the hangar bay is if it snows, all of this layered snow just reaccumulates, and it's a bit annoying. It collects on the ground like this, and I didn't want to put down the actual flooring that we're going to do, because if we accidentally dig it back up, it's just going to be a pain to differentiate between the snow blocks that we place down and the layered snow that naturally falls onto the terrain. So now that we've got a roof, we can go ahead and do that, and we're going to start clearing out some of this land with our efficiency shovel that's kind of going crazy, because efficiency is nuts nowadays. It just kind of, just digs out whatever it wants. And let's try not to destroy our door. Let's grab that cobblestone and we'll place that back down right there where it should go. But that should be about it for the moment. I'm going to roll that time-lapse music and we will come back together when this floor is cleared out. Okay, folks, we are back. We are done clearing out the floor, and now we are placing down some snow blocks, because this place is going to be made entirely out of snow. And it's a good thing that we have a plenty supply of snow around this area, because one, we are in a snow biome, and two, we've got a little bitty snow farm. It's not much to look at. I think I've shown it off a couple of times. I actually showed it off at the beginning of today's episode. I forgot. But it's basically just a snow golem trapped in some planks and a wooden fence directly in front of him, so that whenever we collect the snow that the snow golem is standing on, it will automatically place down another snow layer, and we can basically keep mining that over and over and over and over and over again until we've got all the snow that we need. It's basically an endless supply of snow, as long as our snow golem doesn't get, attacked by some vicious zombies or skeletons or what have you that comes out at night. As long as he stays safe, then we're good to go. I think at some point I'm going to move him inside so that we can have a snow farm somewhere on the inside of our base. Maybe make it like a laboratory, an experimental area where they're testing out conditions of snow or something creative and fun like that. But we'll get that done at a later date. We've got so many more projects to do before we get to something like that. But we're going to go ahead and keep on placing down this flooring. I'm going to get that finished up, and I'll come back to you in just a second to show you what we've got when all these snow blocks are nicely placed on the ground. And we are done with the floor, and I'm absolutely loving the atmosphere of this place. It's a bit dark for the moment, but check it out. We got some skylights. Those will adapt and change as we add more detail to the inside and the outside. We're going to do some custom terrain, make the mountain look a little bit more better, because it's pretty flat right now on the inside and the outside, and it's not going to stay like that forever. But that's a project for another day. We're not going to do much more on the actual base building. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6 right there, because I want to make sure that we get something else done today, because we've been doing a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's on the 6th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, I do know that there's supposed to be 11 blocks across from each other, and let me explain to you what we're doing. Did I put that in the right place? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's 11. I'm getting myself all confused here. But basically what this is, it's going to be our doorway to another part of the base that we're not going to get to today, but I've got a couple of really cool ideas of where these doors will lead to. One of them is going to be the special Patreon build area that we're going to do probably within the next couple of episodes. And then the other section... probably not through this section, probably right next to the Patreon area. I'm going to have like a special subscriber build as well. 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th block right there. And then I got to count over again. Let me make sure I did this right. Every time I talk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th block. Yeah. Every time I talk, I get distracted, and I got to make sure that I'm counting correctly when I'm doing this kind of stuff on camera, because I want it to be in the right place. And then we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And there's our doorways. So basically, these will lead to new parts of our base at a future date, but I want to go ahead and outline those just so you can see what they're going to look like. And I've got a really cool idea for the Patreon area and for the subscriber area. And if you haven't heard me talk about the subscriber area, basically what I'm looking for is a new and fresh way to thank and recognize active subscribers during every video. And I can't do custom houses because that would just take too long, but I do want to do something. So we'll get to that a little bit later. Got some cool ideas. Stay tuned for those in a future episode. All right, guys, well, let's run on back in here. I did a little bit of work off camera, and we got some lighting all the way around the floor now. We've already had it at the top with the glowstone, and I went ahead and did torches for now because I don't have enough glowstone to go all the way around. We may change that later, but right here, we're going to start a new project. I've decided we are going to get away from the monotonous base building, and we're going to build something a little bit technical today. And if you've seen any of my other series before Reverb Outpost, you probably already know what this is going to be, and it's probably going to be in the thumbnail as well, quite honestly, so you probably already know from just looking at the thumbnail before watching the video. We're building an auto smelter, and I've built 2 different kinds on my channel, one with minecarts and rails, and I like that design. It's pretty efficient, and you can do some pretty big smelters with it, but the only issue that I ever had with it was when I went to unloaded chunks far away and I came back, if it was still running, the minecarts got stuck on the tracks. So we won't have any kind of issues with this because hoppers are a little bit different than minecarts. So basically the top hopper here, if I remember correctly, yes, the top hoppers go directly into the smeltable items, and then these back hoppers that we're about to place down are the fuel. So our fuel of choice will be coal, and if we ever get to the point where we've got like chests upon chests of coal, we'll probably end up switching to coal blocks because they do last a little bit longer than individual coal pieces, and you can smelt a ton of items on one coal block. But we're still quite a ways away from that. We don't have a ton of coal, definitely not enough to do anything crazy like that. So I built this particular design on Unity SMP Season 1, and I'll probably build this exact same smelter, maybe a little bit modified, bigger for the airship, if you're watching that and you know what my house is going to be over there. It might be a little bit bigger than this, but I do like this design a little bit better than the minecarts. It just seems a little bit more efficient. So if you've seen this before, basically it's a pretty straightforward redstone build. We did have some issues with it on our first season of Unity, and I had to figure out some jerry-rigging basically to get it to work, because it was not evenly distributing the items like it was supposed to, and basically all you had to do is add another hopper line on top. So it was basically 3 hopper lines instead of 2, like the original design. And speaking of that, the original design is from Mumbo Jumbo, and speaking of design, I'm kind of confusing myself right now. I think this is what I'm supposed to do. Give me a second, and I'm going to look at the design real quick and refresh my memory. I'll be right back. Yep, I was on the right track. I went ahead and tore it all out, though, so we can do it on camera together and explain it. So this is a comparator that basically will read what's in the hoppers, and then a redstone torch that will activate this repeater right here that we're going to place down there. So that is active right now. And then this redstone line that we're placing down will lock the hoppers. The only time that it will unlock is when one item travels all the way down and activates that comparator, and basically will shut off the entire line. So once it reaches this last hopper there, it will shut the line off. It will deactivate the locking of the hoppers and allow one item per hopper, because the way that hoppers work is they allow one item through at a time. It will allow one item from each hopper to drop down into the hopper line below it, and then, all the way down into the furnace. So essentially, it evenly distributes your fuel and your smeltable items so that you've got complete even distribution all the way through the system, and it just kind of makes things a little bit more efficient and saves on resources and all of that kind of stuff. Pretty ingenious design. Mumbo Jumbo is amazing at redstone. I get a lot of ideas from watching his videos, and I'm just blown away at some of the stuff that he can come up with that nobody would ever think to do in Minecraft. It's just ridiculous, ingenious kind of stuff. But I can do simple redstone contraptions like this that suit our needs for our worlds. Okay, looking pretty good. The only other thing that I've added is a input chest. That's what it's called. So right here, this input chest would be for the fuel, and it will carry it down the hopper line to the furnaces, and then this one will carry the hopper line to the smeltable items. So if we want to smelt food, or we want to turn cobblestone into stone, or ores into the actual ingots, that's what they're called, that's what those would do. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of lighting here, and we're just going to tinker around with this for just a second, just to see what we can get. Can I get that? Oh, it's going to make me take out that hopper. Okay, well, that's all right. What I want to do is I want to put some snow down here, and oh, yep, I'm going to run into that issue. I wish you could place items around hoppers, but it doesn't look like you can. It looks like the hitbox is the full width of the area of a standard block. It doesn't look like you can go around them. At least I don't know how. Let's see. How does this look? We'll place our hopper back down. Oh, I got to tear this out again. Our hopper back down there, and replace this snow block for the 100th time. And our stained glass right there. Not bad. I'm not sure that I like that. Let's go over here and place a block down just like that. What do you guys think of that? Which one do you like better? I'm open to feedback. For the moment, I'm going to go ahead and tear this one out and mirror the other side, because I personally like that better. I don't like that you can see the hopper through the glass. Just, it doesn't look good, in my opinion. Then the other question is, should we go all the way across like this? Okay. Or should we just do one in the middle on each side? Let me know in the comment section. Again, I'm leaning towards one in the middle. I think it looks a little better. but I'd love to hear your feedback. You guys gave excellent feedback on the door, and I do want to take that feedback from time to time. Ultimately, I'm going to, end up making the final decision, but I do want to hear your opinions on these builds and what you think about them. And speaking of aesthetics for this build, I don't really have a whole lot of time to do any kind of design work for this, so we're going to get to that in a later episode, but I just wanted to go ahead and get something technical done, and something that we can use, because I am so tired of waiting on one furnace to smelt stacks upon stacks of sand for stained glass. So, auto smelter complete. It's that time again. Comment question of the day says, do you have any other games except for Minecraft in your phone? And I would love to know in your Xbox as well. One more question, when are you going to do a face reveal from Kelbination? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Correct me if I didn't say it the right way. But this person is also the person who gave the suggestion for our second dog's name, Sky. But let me go ahead and answer your questions while we are doing a little bit of farming here. Other games that I've got on my phone. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, and I've talked about this before, and I've actually done a couple of videos that just kind of got not very well received for the 3 videos that I made, so I kind of quit making them for a while, especially because I don't really have a whole lot of time. But it's from Star Wars Force Arena. Great game. Love the game. Play it on my personal free time, but haven't really done any videos on it for a while. So I've got that. I've got Galaxy of Heroes, which is another Star Wars game. Tons of fun. A lot of grinding, like a huge grindy game that you just have to have a lot of patience for, because it just takes a long time to collect heroes and level them up to 7 stars and get their gear levels up and all of that kind of stuff. Just takes a really long time to play. And then I've got a bunch of various other games that I rarely ever touch. But yeah, I do have some other games on my phone that I play from time to time. On my Xbox, I've got Battlefront 2 coming this week, Friday. So excited. Original Battlefront, which is a lot of fun. Used to play Destiny a lot with a couple of my friends and go through all the raids and stuff. A lot of fun. Great game. Those kinds of games. And, of course, I've got Minecraft on there, too. As far as a face reveal, I haven't really thought about it or, really mentioned it on my channel. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, if it happens. It's just not something that I've really, put any kind of priority on. I don't play with a face cam, just because that's not the style of videos that I do, and I just don't have a really good place in my house to do that. So I'm not sure that that's going to be a thing for the time being. I don't know when, if ever, that will be a thing. I'm not opposed to it, but I just don't have it on my radar right now. So great questions. Thank you for asking. If you guys have other questions, I would love to hear them, because I do a comment question of the day every episode, and I would love to answer as many of those as possible. So leave those in the comment section below. Okay, let's do a bit of a test run here. We'll throw in a stack of coal, and let's check our furnace. Uh-oh. That's not supposed to do that. Why is the first furnace and last furnace just distributing twice as many items? That's a problem. Where's the issue? I don't know what the problem is. Oh, I found it. 2 ticks. It's supposed to be on 1. Not sure when I did that or how that happened, but it did. So let's go ahead and take all of this coal back out. It was only 1 stack, so shouldn't be that big a deal. We'll run it through again, because I do want to make sure that this design still works, because the game has been updated since the last time that I used this design. So I want to make sure that we've still got even distribution. So fixing that repeater probably will do the trick, but we'll just double check. 1 coal? Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Okay, so now that our fuel line is working, let's make sure this one is on 1 tick as well. Okay, yep, we're good. We can go over here to our smeltable items input chest, and we'll just drop in our potatoes and a stack and change of some raw beef, and check it out. They all come on at the same time. I kind of like the animation of the minecart auto smelter a little better because they kind of all like come on one after the other, and it looks really cool. Go back and watch that episode of my first season of my single player Let's Play. Really, really cool design. I like this one better for efficiency and for reliability, but I do like the animation of them coming on one at a time versus all together, but that's okay. Trade-offs for different designs. I'm pretty happy with it. This area is looking pretty good so far. We are well on our way. The design that I'm thinking of for the aesthetics of this is like a fueling station for the airships that are going to be in here, or airships, the starfighters. That's what we're talking about. Totally different series than Unity Season 2. But I'm thinking this might be like a fueling station, so we might have some like lines coming out of it that are running to the starships once we get those built. And basically this will serve as like what will fuel those ships before they go out into space to fight the Death Star or a Star Destroyer or, you know, whatever they're going to tackle at the time. So that's kind of my design idea for it, and unfortunately I don't have time to really work on a design for today's episode. That's going to have to wait either in the next episode or for a future episode when we kind of get a little bit more detailing done in this particular area. But guys, now that this is working, we can smelt as many items as we possibly need, as quick as we possibly can, and we don't have to sit and wait around for stuff to smelt, because that takes a lot of time and takes time away from doing other things that we want to do. So glad that is finished. We've got an auto smelter and we are well on our way to getting this base looking pretty cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time that I have got for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We definitely try to mix things up a little bit from, you know, breaking the pattern of what we've been doing in the last several videos, and I'm really excited that we got around to some technical stuff because I really enjoy doing that, and I don't do it as often as I really should. So I'm really excited that we got an auto smelter that we can use for lots of projects to come, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the build itself. And speaking of this particular build, I mentioned a while ago that I was going to try to do a series called Blueprints that basically shows off creative builds or technical builds, and is basically a tutorial series to show you how to build those kinds of things. I haven't forgotten. It's just been so crazy recently that I haven't really had time to add that to the channel, and it might be a little bit longer yet, but this is probably going to be the first build that I show off, just so you guys can learn how to build it for yourselves. It's really not that hard, but if you don't know much about redstone, then it could seem a little bit more intimidating than it actually is. So again, not sure when that's going to happen, hopefully sometime in the near future, but again, it might have to wait until after the holidays because, you know, life is crazy right now, busy with lots of family stuff and lots of work stuff. So we'll get to that as soon as we can. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know in the comment section what you liked about the video, and leave a like if you really enjoyed it as well. If you enjoy all of the content on my channel, be sure to check out that Patreon. Got a lot of really cool rewards that you might benefit from if you choose to support the channel in that way. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.